Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. I am Shy over here on Shy's Coinage, and today we are going to be doing a cash stuffing from our first pay period in March. It's pretty early in the morning. Maybe not the earliest for some of you, but it's pretty early for us around here. I'm up. I'm actually getting ready to head out as soon as I finish this to go to the store and buy a few groceries, and then yeah, I'll come back home and relax for today. But I want to hop on here because in my last video, when I did the budget with me, not my budget with me, my monthly budget, not my weekly one, my monthly one. My children were awake and it was hectic. So I said I'm going to start trying to record while they sleep. Well, they are still asleep as of right now. So I was like, let me hop on here and record this. Plus, I'm getting ready to go to the store and spend some of the money that I was going to be stuffing. So I was like, let me hop on here and record my video first, you know? So we're going to hop right into it. We should be stuffing, I believe it's $284. Let's count it. 51, 52, 20, 40, 50, 60, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 70, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 80, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, $284. And when I got this out of the ATM yesterday, they would not give me ones or fives at the time. I don't think they had any left in the ATM because other times not ones or fives, hundreds or fives. I just don't think they had any left in the machine because at other times you can get hundreds and fives. But I think I went so late in the day that I think the machine was just out, which sucked because I needed the fives. So I'm actually not sure what I'm gonna do with that part in the cash stuffing. We're just gonna wing it and hope for the best, I guess. So anyway, let's split up this money. I guess I should have just ended up getting more ones than I did instead of swapping out the fives I needed for tens, because then I need to break down the tens, and I'm not sure why in my mind at the time that made sense. And guys, I do have a cash tray. I just never feel like grabbing it or whatever because like this works and it's not like I'm stuffing an exorbitant amount of money. Okay, so we're gonna go into our wallet, which only one category is getting stuff. I splurged a bit and ordered myself a new wallet, and I'm not upset about it. Essentials is gonna get 175 to 150. 150. Did I mention it was early? 5150. So that's 150. 170. And then I need a 5 to make it 175. But I'm going to wait. So I'm going to just stick this in here like this. I'm going to wait. But I normally always do my wallet first. That is why I did it that way. But we're going to wait a minute and kind of maneuver some other spots to make sure everything works out before we do that. So then we're going to hop in. And the only two things we're putting into this binder that I only have 5 categories in at the moment anyway is my personal savings and kids, which is just their allowance. So they are getting a cash allowance this week, so we're going to put that in. And I still have not erased these, and that's because I don't think about it when I'm not recording. But this is just savings for my daughter and for my son, and then Christmas. Because I think I've said it in a previous video that we do have a sinking funds account, and while I will use that towards Christmas when Christmas gets closer and I start buying stuff, I will use it towards Christmas, but I also want to have some extra money outside of that saved for Christmas so that I'm not depleting that account, because that account is for other things as well. I don't want to deplete that around Christmas time, so I want to make sure I have some funds in this envelope as well to help match what's in what I use out of that account. So I haven't quite started stuffing anything in here yet. I'm not sure when I will. I'm sure by about July I'll start putting money in here as well. So anyway, savings is going to be getting $23 today, so it's just going to get a 20 and 3 ones. And then we're also going to be coloring that space off because we are now at 20, 40, 60, 65, 66, 67, 68. So $68 in there. So we are going to color off the 23 spot. And what I'm trying to do is, I'm sorry guys, I had to go grab a marker. I'm trying to fill the biggest numbers first and then work my way down to the smaller ones, because as I get down to the smaller ones, I can probably do more than one at a time. So I think the next biggest number, 22. I think it just keeps going down. So 24, 23, 22, 21. And I just did these two together because I think the first week I stuffed $45 in here. So I just made it add up. I tried to take the biggest one and then whatever biggest number I could get after that to make that add up. So next week, when I do another puzzle piece, I'm pretty sure I'll be doing number 22. And I might even it out and do number 22 and number 3. Is there a 3 on here? Yes, maybe, to make it 25. I don't know. We'll just kind of play it by ear based on what I have going on my budget. So anyway, we color that in. This will get me to 300. My first goal for this is 1,000. So I just started off with a small one, 300. Would make it to 300, and then we'll keep climbing to get to that $1,000 goal. Okay, and then kids. And kids is actually supposed to be getting all these ones, but I think I'm going to have to use this to go into the binder. And so they should be getting $13. And I do it in ones because my son gets 5 and my daughter gets 8. And I give it to them in one so that they can fill their binder. So I think what'll end up happening is I'm going to go to the store and buy a few things. So anyway, that's 13, 10, 11, 12, 13. And buy a few things. And then I'll be able to come back in and break this 10 down some more so that I can give them their allowance in the way they need it. Okay, so that's it for that binder. And then we are going to go into my 100 envelope challenge, which is also getting $23 today. And I forgot what numbers I said I was stuffing, so let me grab my book, guys, so I can see. Hold on, I gotta make it to the page I wrote it on. Okay, here we go. I'm filling this one right here that I checked off. And actually what I'm gonna do is put the date on there, because next week, this is the morning of the 8th, guys. 8th of March. Because next week when I come to stuff another row, if I put a check mark, I'm not going to know which one I'm already supposed to be doing. Okay, so we're doing the page that has 29, 30, 31, and 32 on it for $23. So let's get on back there. All right. So 29, it's probably a huge glare on there. I'm not sure. 29 is going to get 11. So 10, 11. Yes. And then 30 will be getting 3, 1, 2, and 3. And then 31 will get 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then 32 will get 5. And that's what I needed the other breakdown in that 10 for. I needed a 5 for groceries and a 5 for this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So instead, we'll be putting 5 ones, and I will come in and swap this out as well. Just because I'm trying to keep this from being too bulky. Like on some of them, you can help like 4. There's nothing else I can do outside of getting 2s, which I am sure I could go to one of my banks and get some 2s, but I've never tried. I've never felt it necessary, so I just never have. Okay, so we did 29, 30, 31, and 32. So, you know what, guys? I'm going to come back at the end and color this in, because when this is done, I'm going to have to leave this out on the desk to dry. So, I'll put that there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go back in here real quick. It should be 5 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to add that to the groceries. And whatever change I get, I'll try to come back in and swap out, especially for my kids. The 100 envelope will be okay if that's how I leave it, but I'll come back for sure to swap out for my children. So that was 175 in groceries. Well, essentials, because it is for household things as well, guys. So we're going to close that up, put that back over there. And then this last 50 is for something new. It is for our household emergency fund that I am starting to save for. And I have trackers for this. I am going to cut this out. I'm going to cut both of these out so I can slide them in here. I just have not yet, guys, and I didn't want to hold up the video. I wanted to get it recorded so I could go ahead and go and do what I need to do. But we're going to do the 50 envelope challenge twice because our goal for the year that we made was to try to get it to 2,500 for the year. And if you do the 50 envelope challenge twice, you get $2,550, I believe it is. So it'll be $50 over our yearly goal, which is fine. You know, anything over is fine because our ultimate goal for an emergency fund is $5,000. Not like our 3 to 6 month expenses, but just like a basic emergency fund, like how a lot of people are like, oh, $1,000 emergency fund, then I can go do what I need to do. Well, our goal is $5,000 because in my mind, I need $1,000 for each living being in my home. And like I said in my previous video, there's me, there's my husband, there's 2 children, and we have a puppy, and she is absolutely included in things that we need an emergency fund for. So we're going to be doing this, but to store the money instead of just sticking it in an envelope, I am going to be sticking it in this photo album. At one point in time, I used this photo album for my mini challenges. I would finish a mini challenge and I would stick the mini challenge and the money in here. And I got a little more than halfway through it, and then life happened and yada, yada, yada. So I'm going to use it to do the 50 envelope challenge twice. So I'm going to use 100 of these envelopes for that, because that's the number it'll end up coming out to be. But I do believe there's 108. I think this is 108. It's either 108 or 112, guys. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. So I'm trying to decide if I'm going to use those extra spots as like bonus spots, if I'm going to do like a roll and save for those extra spots just to have some extra money in there, or kind of what I'm going to do. But the next time I come in here to stuff this, there will be numbers on here. I'm going to label them 1 through 50 and then another 1 through 50. And then, yeah, then we're going to go from there. So, I don't know because I didn't go through and count. So I don't know which spot will actually be the 50 spot. So I'm going to just slide it in the first one. And then once I go through and label them, I'll move this to the actual 50 spot. But as you see, the money fits in there. Perfect. So this will be for our 50 envelope challenge. Just another little cute little fun way to save, to make you feel like you're not just transferring money, because I do that for other accounts. Let me grab a marker, guys. But I do that for other things. You know what I'm saying? Our single funds account, I don't stuff our single funds. I just move that money over. And things like that. So I'm like, I want to stuff something, but not everything, if that makes sense. Just because that's what works best for me. So I'm going to color in this $50 envelope here. And every week, I'm going to try to stuff something in here. And I will bounce back and forth. So let's say 1 week I can only stuff 15, but the 15 is filled on my first tracker. I will hop over here and fill in this 15. It does not make me a difference because the ultimate goal is to finish them both. And I'm not going to pressure myself to do it in the year 2025. Would it be nice? Yes, but I am not going to pressure myself, because when I put too much pressure on myself for something, I start to fail. I start to just not really fail. I just start to give up. I just go, I don't even think I'm going to reach that. I don't want to fail. So I just quit instead. And so I'm not going to put pressure on myself to finish this by the end of the year, but we're just going to try our best. Yeah. Okay, guys, so that, I'm just going to stick that over here. We got to come back over here and color in 29, 30, 31, and 32, I believe it was. All right, the numbers are starting to look a little full. Okay, guys, so that is all for this cash stuffing. We stuffed money in our wallet for our essentials. We did the 100 envelope challenge. We stuffed 2 of our little sinking funds, and we stuffed for the 50 envelope challenge to start building our emergency fund. I think that covered everything, guys. And the next video I will probably see you in might be the weekly closeout, or possibly a budget with me for our tax money and a small little stuffing for that. Possibly, I don't know. We will see how that shakes out. But whatever it is, I'll see you guys in that one. Bye.